body everywhere. I mean, her body was looking tight. I cannot lie, blood. Yeah. But I'm just going to be honest with you. If a girl took me on a date like that, yeah, I already know we definitely doing something tonight. You know what I'm saying too? Because you ain't gonna do all that and not think that I'm gonna not make some moves. But what's you guys and ladies' thoughts about this? Because she was bearing it all, as they say. As intimate as that may have felt. I want to get your thoughts on this particular perspective. How did you ladies see this? How did you ladies and gentlemen see this? Someone says surgically tight. Hey, it is what it is. Who wants to kick us off? El said, kick us off. Give us the dark arts.
I was going to let the gentleman do, but hey, I'll go there. She did explain she is a nudist. Clothing is optional for her. This is her journey. It works well for some, not so much for others. But she did, come out and open up that robe, very, very, with confidence, I should say. Cisco, didn't miss a beat. He was respectful considering the situation. And how can I say this? We went from using the paintbrush to using our fingers on her upper thighs, and that's when I was like, Cisco, are you gonna tell Tay that you went from brush to fingers? Are you gonna tell Tay that, yes, Shanice was naked, but I was not? I'm just trying to figure out all that he told Tay. And he's in that situation. And the thing is that Shanice, of all people, would have understood his living situation since she disclosed to us in the ladies' lounge that she was once homeless. So I'm wondering if it got edited out. Did they even talk about that? Or is he just not even interested in Shanice like that? But if we keep in mind that Ready to Love folks before told us they don't even know who's coming on their dates, then Shanice was prepared for this no matter who showed up on that date. So whether it was Cisco or any of the other men, she knew it wasn't going to be Fritz, and she was ready to bear all. So I ain't mad at her. She's looking for someone, and she picked the right one, y'all. Remember, the first time we met Cisco, he took his shirt off. So she could have been like, oh, he's into removing clothing, so maybe he would be a good one for this type of date. But it was very interesting to say the least. It is not something definitely on a first date with someone to do. Not in my humble opinion, but hey, she is, as she said, she's on her own journey.
Very intimate date. A nudist and all, it's a very intimate date. And like Elsa said, maybe she just heard, oh, he can do it on the beach. He can be in front of people. He don't have no problem with being naked in front of people or whatever and stuff. And let me just take him to do it so he can see this side of me. But I was just like, what? But it also explains why she going out to Fritz. Fritz liked to watch and she got something to see. So there's that. You know what I'm saying? There's also that thing. So that makes the understanding of Fritz just a little bit more like a little bit thing. I mean, a little bit more clear. The only thing that really bothered me is just the early this. I would do this date. I would definitely do this date with my partner. I would definitely do this date with somebody I have been involved with for some time, but I don't think I would do this particular type date with just a stranger. So just doing it on a romantic scale, I don't know, because I'm not learning much about you when I should be. This is the time I should be learning more about you than just giving you my body and stuff to do like that. However, when you are in certain settings and it's so weird. It's so weird. This is a members only live, but this one's not mine, so I can't tell y'all these stories either. Anyway, when you're in certain settings, it's weird how you can be so comfortable in the nude and really have great conversation with people. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy that you can actually do that. And it's no sexual tension or anything that's going on in the room. It's weird. So I don't know, but I don't know if I can do this like with all these camera people now and stuff like that, because then I'll be feeling some type of way. Like, I don't know. This was a crazy date. I don't know how to sit here and just say anything positive about it right now. Like, because there is some positive aspects to just being chill, like literally just in the nude or whatever, and just having a raw conversation. It's like, you see all of me. So now let's really talk. Let's really talk. And some people can set aside that sexual, I don't know what you want to call it or say, whatever. It's not necessarily tension, but that just object using, like, looking you objectively as a piece of sexual meat or something like this. Some people know how to set it aside. Francisco seemed like he was doing a pretty good job until he started writing his name on her, and I don't know how that's gonna go off with Tay. You know what I'm saying? You could have did a lot of pain, but writing your name and saying I'm marking my territory, I was like, ooh, I don't know how Tay is going to take that when she finds out. And then we have that flip side of it is, I do feel like he gave her some, Tay, when I say her, he gave her some inclination of a date, but I don't think he went into details that Shanice was as nude in the nude, bucking naked as she was. Okay. I don't think he told that. So that was like, okay, you're being transparent on a whole lot of things, but some of these things you are not. So I don't know how that's going to fare well. And I'm really pissed off at production that we got this whole, because I want that conversation like ASAP. I needed that conversation like next week. I needed that date to come out right away so we could see how they navigate through that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a funny thing when people start being transparent with you early about some of their stuff, then they want to be transparent about everything.
I think it was a very forward move for both of them in this date. Obviously, Cisco being her second choice, Fritz being her preferred option. My first thought was, if you're getting naked for Cisco, then what are you prepared to do for Fritz? So, you know, it's very forward. If you're comfortable getting naked with someone after knowing them a brief period of time and not as well as your first connection, she must still be very comfortable, or she playing a game to try and get favor, like make the date memorable and, you know, make sure she's got a solid connection. If anything else doesn't materialize, I think for him, he put himself in jeopardy. I actually think he put 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Like, he marked his territory by writing his name on her boobies. And that's a very flirtatious move on his part, and could give her mixed messages if he isn't really feeling her like that. And then the other thing is, he, like you guys have rightly said, he now has to go and explain to Tay, his top connection, about the date. And yeah, he's going to be sketchy about that, because just the way that explaining it may come out, you know, there leaves room for a lot of temptation there on that particular date. The good thing is, he did keep his underpants on. I don't think he was told to get naked or anything. And he didn't make any attempts to join her. So that's also a plus. Like, so, yeah, he just seemed like he was willing to entertain the date at that moment. And when he put his brush down, he was ready to play with another brush. And she was there for it. But like I said, I don't think he did himself any favors with Tay, because when she heard about Shanice being fully naked in the women's lounge, she was very surprised by that. So he clearly hadn't explained that part to her. And I can see why it would be kind of difficult to navigate, because the first instinct would be to ask, okay, well, how far did it go between you two? If she's naked, what did you do? You know, did you hook up later on after the date? You know, so yeah, I can see why he went along with it. Because again, if he had just put down the paintbrush and said, nah, you know what, you're naked, I'm not doing this date, I think people will be questioning his sanity at that point. So, or his sexuality or whatever. So, yeah, I just think he kind of muddied the waters a little bit. I think the marking of the name and saying, claiming the territory is very flirtatious, and Tay may not appreciate that, considering how we've just been speaking about his situation and how she's still willing to move forward with him to some capacity, regardless of the fact that he isn't in the best financial situation at the moment.
No right or wrong answer, but there's a wrong answer in terms of the fact that if he didn't actually explain this to Tay, this is going to get back to her. You know what I mean? It's player code 101. Like, if you're doing this stuff in the dark, you have no choice. This ain't getting back to the person. You're good, but you on the show. See, that's what I know. Something. I mean, I don't want to go too dark, but I mean, if you really are a dark arts master, you must be aware of your environment. You must be aware of your environment and use the environment to your advantage. This is a disadvantage. By you not telling her, it's going to get back to Tay. You know what I'm saying to you? So you already got the financial issue, and now you're not truthful, brother. You are asking for trouble. You know what I'm saying to you? So it's not that he did it. It's the fact that he could have got away with this. He could have done it and be like, listen, hey, I was on a date. This is what happened. She brought this to me. I didn't want to be rude and disrespectful. You know what I'm saying to you? And it comes out later on. And then you tell her, and she's like, well, at least he's honest. You know what I'm saying to you? But if you lie, you've already started, you know, the clock counting down before she starts going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, too many. You know what I mean? So it's just a case of really for him just to be a bit more honest about that, because it wouldn't have killed. Because it getting back just makes Tay look stupid. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah, it makes Tay look stupid. So I was like, yeah, I looked at it and I said, nah, he should have been a bit more forthcoming with the truth, and that would have allowed her to be able to go, okay, he's truthful, and then move on with it. And it would have been little that she could have said. She might have been a little bit annoyed the fact that you did it, but you'd have been like, hey, look, I told you because I wanted to be honest. You know, and you get brownie points for that. And you don't get brownie points for lying. So yeah, it's something that he has to look at as well. And if he's omitting now, I don't know.
I know part of my dark arts is don't ask, don't tell policy or whatever. However, I do agree. And Seaway had to reel me back in earlier because I forgot we was on the TV show and there was cameramans around because I got lost in the body paint of it all myself. So it's definitely that I need to tell you, because I'm also one of those type people. Don't let somebody else spray me with my own tea. Like, I don't want nobody else to tell me what they gonna, my business before me. So I definitely one of those people that I would prefer my man telling me that he got something going on outside than having some other woman tell me, because, and I'm like that with my daughter too. I tell her, you tell me the truth or whatever, and I know how to defend you from there. Like, I need that part though. I need your truth. So I agree with you. He definitely needed to tell her, especially because there is camera people. It's the potential of it being out exposed and coming back to the ladies' lounge in some type of particular way. I don't, though Shanice didn't say it in a malicious way, it's still going to come off some type of way.
You know what time